Action.
Hi, I'm Caleb. This is Jeremy. That's Austin. We're from Martin Murphy Middle School. Welcome to Bilesville, the city known for its flourishing farm goods and advanced urban farming infrastructure. In 2020, the Salinas farming community was overwhelmed with housing and population. The impact to the farming industry was devastating. And so, in an effort to save the great American farming heritage, the County of Monterey seized the opportunity to purchase land back from the government to build a new urban farming city in an old unpopulated base called Fort Ord that is located closer to the Pacific Ocean and just south of Salinas. That new city was Bilesville. Bilesville provides year-round corn and salmon production, high vertical buildings designed for housing and sky farming, and an abundant source of energy and fresh water produced by its uniquely designed solar, electric, and desalination systems. Here's Austin now to talk about the hydroelectric and desalination systems.
To the left side of our city, just off the coast of the Pacific Ocean, is Bilesville's solar power, hydropower, and hydroelectric plant. The solar panels are equipped with sun tracking technology, which tilts the panels towards the sun during the day to capture up to 10% of the sun's electricity during the winter and up to 40% during the summer. The solar panels charge batteries located inside the power station. The power distribution system typically switches off between solar power and hydropower during the day and then back to solar power during the night. The hydroelectric system gets the saltwater supply from the desalination plant. Two pumps suck in ocean water, which is then evenly distributed between the solar power, hydropower, and desalination plant. The hydroelectric chambers contain a second set of pumps to generate more PSA at a higher rate of flow. The salt water then passes through two hydro turbines, which turn hydroelectric generators to generate power, and then the salt water is routed back into the ocean. When both desalination pumps are running at the same time, they can generate up to 166 gallons per minute to generate up to 1 megawatt of electricity for Bilesville citizens. The second set of pumps water into the desalination plant. The desalination plant turns ocean salt water into clean, fresh drinking water. The first stage of desalination is called pretreatment. It filters out any water from any large objects from the water, such as fish, debris, garbage, etc. The second stage is called filtration. It filters out all the salt from the salt water. The third and final stage is called post-treatment. Filters out any harmful chemicals remaining in the water. This water is then stored in the water tower until used by Bilesville citizens. Here's Jeremy to talk about Bilesville buildings.
The biosphere cornfield is elevated to maximize the use of city housing space and is contained in the biosphere environment that is optimized for farming year-round. The domosphere shelters the cornfield from harmful weather conditions and creates an eco-friendly, stable biosphere. The dome also captures all the goodness of sunlight, just like a greenhouse, and the dome lights emit an electromagnetic spectrum appropriate for photosynthesis during night or days of poor sunlight. The domosphere also rotates. The cornfield inside the domosphere also rotates to position in a specific area of the field for optimal sunlight during the day if needed. The nearby salmon farm provides nitrogen-enriched water used to irrigate the corn, and the corn provides a filter for the excess water that is returned to the salmon farm. The salmon farm also provides nitrogen gas that is carefully measured and mixed with oxygen and pumped into the biosphere to create the perfect farming atmosphere for the corn. Because the cornfield is in a stable environment year-round, it can produce 3 times the harvest than traditional cornfields that are seasonal only. The corn farm can produce 104,285,000 bushels, or 5,840,000 pounds of corn to feed 80,000 citizens per year. The salmon farm uses 500 cubic meter tanks to grow a total of 70,000 tons of salmon each year. Although Bilesville cornfield is the primary crop producer in Bilesville, the Bilesville buildings also contribute to the city's crop production. The buildings were designed as sky farms to farm food while providing a home life environment. Each additional sky farm building provides outdoor decks and enough farming space to grow additional crops for families and citizens, similar to the sky farm concept in these pictures. We have studied these imaginary sky farm concepts and then turned some into more practical building structures that are not much different from the buildings you see today, except they produce food in its city environment. The outside farming decks expose plants and sunlight to clean, fresh air. The inside the Sky Farm building apartments have direct connections to elevators that make it easy to access the rooftops and farming decks.
That concludes our presentation on our city of Bilesville. Are there any questions?
Good job, guys.